Welcome to Talking Politics. I am Paul Gable. I'm here with my good friend and co-host John Bond Sr. Today we are entertaining Holly Hannaford, the Horry County School Board member for District 1. We're at the Brothers Grill at 5900 North Kings Highway, and I brought along family. I have my grandson Nigel. I have my grandson Emmanuel, who is not real happy with me right now.
Who would be happy with sitting on your lap?
And my daughter Ashley. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back.
You know, Paul, it gave us a nice touch having your family here. It's so nice and so intimate. Yeah.
Well,
and then we have the school board member here.
We have the school board member.
And we're going to talk about K4
This
and
is
all
Kids
that stuff.
Week,
By the
yeah.
way, go ahead. I know you have the first question. I have the second question. So are you prepared, Holly?
Always.
Get ready.
Absolutely.
All right. Shoot, Paul. Go ahead.
Well, Holly, as you know, we just had a special election for a new chairman.
Yes.
And with Ken Richardson coming in, it seems like we're going to take a look at the way the school district has been governed. Mm-hmm. And it strikes me that ever since Jarita Postlewaite ran that through in 2000.
Wow, you're going way back.
Yeah, I am. I'm going back into ancient history. That the board basically gets told what they can and can't do.
Correct.
By the staff, which is exact reverse of the way it should be, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was handed a rule book when I...
When did you get elected anyway, before we start?
4 years ago.
4 years ago, okay. You handled a yearbook, okay, great.
Yeah. We had an orientation, and I was given a book, and these were the rules and regulations in which I need to follow. And, you know, I kind of skimmed it. There always need to keep order. We always need rules. But the extent of the control was something I was quite surprised at. And I was quite taken back of what are the things as an elected official that has beholden to the taxpayers and managing their money and the care of their children, of what I was not able to, push forward, talk to people about situations, and I thought that it was crazy.
Well, yeah, isn't there one thing in there that all questions addressed to a school board member are supposed to be referred to the superintendent?
Yes, the superintendent or his under.
Which is absolutely absurd. People elect you to represent them, and that whole governance policy took total control away from the people's elected representatives and the people themselves.
It took a lot of control away. I was quite taken back at the lack of control that we had.
So actually, the superintendent controls everything. Is that correct?
Basically, yes.
So what are you sitting there as doing with what?
Well,
what do you do then? If he takes care.
Well, there's a lot of things. He has to get our votes to do anything with the budget.
Okay.
Those are some of the things.
So you control him over the budget then.
The budget, okay. Also, you know, and also to his. And he does a good job now.
Well, we're not saying he's not, but however, we're looking at control.
Yeah.
And so what about hiring? He does the hiring too. Do they come before you and say, hey, look, we're hiring this person?
Yeah, we have to approve the people above, you know, that are higher paid. And we get to review the contracts that are taken. But, you know, that's when you get down to a certain, there's one thing about board governance that it does do that's not bad. It gets the school board person who doesn't understand about micromanaging out of the pocket, out of the situation. That's one of the good things about board governance. But a lot of things that it does is, like, I can't call somebody when I've got a problem. I have to go through the superintendent. I can't go directly to a staff member and discuss a situation with them. And I'm not talking about a personnel issue. I'm just talking about a situation. Personnel issues should be totally managed in-house. And I agree with that. And as long as that's not the issue, and we're going to be talking about a situation that needs to be managed, or I just need some information because I've got somebody calling me about questions, I should be able to do that.
Well, let's talk a minute. You guys approve contracts for
higher echelon
new
people.
schools.
Yes.
Okay? But once you've approved the contract, you superintendent or the people they can change that thing basically as they want to.
Yes, and they do.
Often. And they have no regard for the price and what's been bid and so on and so forth. It's just however they see fit.
Well, yes. But there is a price level, and I don't have that number on top of my head, that they have to get approved. But a miscellaneous changes can happen. And there's
been a lot of coziness between some of that staff and some of the contractors in this county. Too much coziness, in my opinion.
Well, they used to work for them.
Exactly.
They used to be on the other side of the table. And so that is some of my issues with.
So you don't have a moratorium on the time limit in which a person can go to the school and say, hey, look, I'm looking forward to putting in a bid with respect to a certain item, and so consequently, being that they were there before, it's more or less pro forma that they will give the person the contract. Is that what we're saying?
That's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying.
There are ethical boundaries.
Guidelines.
Right, there are. There are ethical boundaries that have to be, the disclosures and things like that. When I was on the committee that did the 5 new schools, I had to sign documents, disclosing if I had any relationships with these individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And
what about your staff? Did they sign those documents?
Yes, they did.
And they had numerous.
Y'all gonna get me in trouble.
No, I'm not getting you in trouble. I'm the one.
No, we're not getting anyone in trouble. We're just trying to find out.
We're trying to lay out what really happens with the people's money, Holly.
What the people out there are paying for.
And okay. Let me get my thoughts here together. You are so funny. Anyway, let's just step back and just look at this board governance thing and the contracts and stuff.
Okay.
And one of the things that's happened recently that I'm not very happy about is that the staff took over the energy management of those new schools.
Now we built new schools, and we built them from a company that specialized in
energy.
The solar energy.
Yeah, solar energy.
And they put in their whole engineering system.
Right.
But now we've decided, somebody has decided below the board that we'd be better off having Uncle Charlie, who maybe took a course in HVAC over a weekend one time, get a contract instead of the people who are supposed to manage it. Is that the idea?
There's no bid. Is there a bid?
I had a local engineer look me straight in the face, who's pretty prominent in this area, and tell me that the engineering would not work on these schools. And then I explained to him that we had done our homework, and there's a school down the road, Sandy something, I can't remember off the top of my head.
In North Carolina.
In North Carolina.
Right, that's won all kinds of awards.
That's won all kinds of awards, that is operational, and is it's working. It's working. And we've had people of skilled levels go down and look at the school.
But are the solar panels over budgeted?
No.
They're not over budgeted. Do you think they're going to be doing the job and saving energy for the schools?
Yes.
Hang on to the rest of that answer, though.
Okay.
We got to take a break and let our sponsors talk.
Already
Okay.
back. Every time I ask a question, he cuts
John,
me
you
off.
always time them at the 5.5
You always cut me
minutes.
off.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a server at Brothers Grill, and as a server here, I like to make sure everybody has amazing service and good fresh food every single day. We serve lunch and dinner from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., our happy hours from 4 to 7, and we're located on 5900 North Kings Highway. Follow us on Facebook at Brothers Grill Myrtle Beach.
My name is Angelo Antonucci, and I'd like to welcome you to my restaurant. I've been in Myrtle Beach now for over 30 years, and we are the home of the greatest steaks in the universe.
Here at Angelo's, we have a fantastic Italian buffet with your favorite pastas served with meatballs and sausage and delicious gourmet pizzas. But where we really shine is our entrees like our scampi traditional, Alfredo or lemon romano served over linguine, our French pork chops with garlic mashed potatoes, and our twin fillets featuring our signature marsala sauce. It's a great place to enjoy with family and friends, so stop by and see us at our new location at the corner of 24th Avenue South and South Kings Highway.
Don't just take my word for it. Come in and try Angelo's, home of the greatest steaks in the universe.
Here at Angelo's.
Welcome back. John, you were in the middle of asking
I asked the
Holly
question,
a
and
question.
you're going to ask the question.
Well, why don't you repeat it and we'll go from there.
Well, insofar as the solar panels are concerned that we have, they're supposed to be saving us money.
Correct.
With respect to energy. Are they going to be doing the job?
Well, this is what has happened. Okay, so there was a change order about managing the power. This is a very specific, product, and to not have the people that build it for a living manage it bothers me. So you've got staff that is managing it, and First Floor has not had access till recently to be able to go in and tweak to make sure that the systems are balanced and they're working right.
But there's some feedback from the community that they don't feel that the solar panels are going to really be doing the job in saving energy.
They are. They will be.
But how do you know that? You really don't know until it's into place, don't you say?
As far as
Well, it has to be operating before you know.
I'm using this from historical information from the other schools these people have been involved.
So you're following the guidelines from other districts.
Right.
Because that's insofar as the savings is concerned on
Yes.
energy. Okay, so you feel that the energy is worthwhile and that you made a wise choice in getting the contractor that put it in.
If we
The
can,
school board did.
if we-
Not you, but the entire school board.
if we can make sure that the appropriate knowledgeable people manage this machinery the way it should be managed, it will work.
Okay.
Historically speaking,
And then what happens if it isn't working? What do we do then?
they're bonded.
Okay, so you go to the bond company and
We
get from
could.
the bond company. Well, that's okay. That's sensible. I
See,
think.
First Floor was the only company that could get bonded on the energy project.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But a lot of
What
what
a
you're hearing
process.
from
What
the
a
public
process.
has
Huh?
been put out there by the people the bidders who lost those contracts and now want to talk it down. And it's just that simple.
Well, they lost the bid, so what are they crying about?
They cry because they're too used to just having their own way in
Well,
this county.
sorry, you put in the bid, you lost. So take it as a company. Just take it as experience. Do a better job next time in bidding. Do a better job in engineering what you're putting out. And then maybe the school board will get it if it's a low bid.
Well,
That's what they're there for.
We asked for a certain product, okay?
And-
First Floor
and the-
was the only ones that could get bonding on the product that we asked for. And that in itself, they're not going to give bonding just to give bonding.
I
Because
understand.
you have a check.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to make sure that the product they're bonding has a history of working.
Well, the underwriter is going to do that. Absolutely. That's what
Absolutely.
they're there for, to check it out. But now let's go to change the pace or somewhat. How's the K-4 program going?
Pre-K.
Pre-K, rather.
Oh, great.
4-year-old pre-K. Pre-K.
Pre-K.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-K, how's that going?
It's going great.
Okay. How does people apply for it now? How do you select which children are going to be into the program?
Well, there's an income that they go by also.
They go by income?
Yeah, income, and also they do interviews as part of the selection process.
Are they looking for children that are pretty alert, or children are having a difficulty when they go into K-4 program? In other words, learning process. Is that what they look for?
That's very specific. I don't
Well,
have
the reason why I say that, my great-granddaughter applied for it. They didn't accept her because she was too bright. They didn't take her because she's too bright. So I said to my granddaughter, why is that? She said, well, they're looking for the children that are not as bright as others. So what does that mean? I said to her, and she didn't understand it herself. So as to the selection process.
I could see that.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, I could see that happening. Yes.
Well, it's not fair to children. They should all be treated equally, don't you think? Don't you think? If a child is bright, so why are you holding them back? Let them go if they qualify.
Well, it's just not a free program. The child can go to school.
Oh,
There's
yeah, but they
lots
have to
of
wait an
preschool.
extra year, though.
There are a lot of preschools out there.
Uh-huh.
It's just
See,
that they're
Nigel went to a private pre-K.
yeah.
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 I went to a private pre-K.
Okay, let's skip it then.
Well, didn't your
I don't
father
want
own
to
the
pursue
high
it
school and the middle school?
I just don't like.
certainly the field that they
I
play
just don't like the
football on.
method in which they select.
Well,
that's
it's
all.
a free-
But that's my opinion.
it's
Like
a-
your opinion before.
It's a free. The program that you're speaking of is a free program, and that they do go for lower income, and I'm sure that the brightness of the child would put. You want to take that child that's struggling, that doesn't know its ABCs, and you want to accelerate them. So when a child like your granddaughter, great-granddaughter goes into school, that they can compete, or I shouldn't say compete, but they can learn together at the same level. Because if that child enters and he doesn't know the ABCs and stuff like that he should know, and your child knows it, that child is going to pull the whole class down because he needs to get up to speed. So that's a lot of what those programs are for.
Yeah, but if that's the case, a slower child should be put into a class where they could accelerate with other slow children. And you're holding back a child that is pretty alert, and you're holding them back because they have to now be competing with the ones that are slower. And then you're holding their intellect back in a way. So actually you do have classes for slower children. And the ones that are accelerating, you put them where they're accelerating. So that's the fairness of the system, I would think. You don't hold anyone back. You could let them go to the level in which they can obtain learning. So if they're a little slower, put them in with other kids that are slower, and then give them an accelerated program to teach them. That's what I would think, but I'm a novice. I don't know much about that. I'm just giving you an opinion that I think.
Did you get past the third grade in school?
I beg your pardon?
Did you get past the third grade?
Listen,
in
would you
school?
stop it already? Did you? What grade did you pass? I doubt
Second.
if you passed the first grade.
Second.
But however,
I
that's
made it
you,
to
not me.
second.
What are you doing that for? Why do you keep interrupting and just telling people out
We
there
got to
that...
add a little levity into this show,
Yeah, I do
John.
that, but I'm making a point, and that because you may disagree with the point, what do you say?
I say
That I
you
passed the
didn't get
third grade. Is that what he tells me? Did I pass the third grade? Would you believe that? That's my buddy there.
I believe
That's
you got
supposed to-
past the third grade.
Okay, very good. Go ahead. It's your turn to ask a question.
I don't-
asked my
I don't
question.
have-
Well,
You don't have any.
Go ahead
Okay,
and
so what are you
expand that a
stopping me
little
then
bit more,
for?
Holly.
He stops me and he doesn't have a question. Go ahead, Holly. That's Gable for you. Go ahead, Holly.
One of the things that they're doing now in our school systems is that they're pairing children that may not be up to speed with children that are up to speed. They find that if the children teach each other, there's a better retention in learning. And so, yet you will find that the classes are a little bit more mixed than they used to be.
But Holly, you know that they have, as they progress in their grades, the ones that are advanced, aren't they going to a special school for advancement? They're
can,
doing
yes.
college work and so forth. Now, doesn't that tell you that the ones that are really bright, they can go forward if they are in with the same type of students that have the same mental capacity as they do. The ones that are slower, they're going to be plodding along and catching up at some point in time. Would you think? Am I giving you a hard time?
Yeah, you are.
Well, you don't know.
And on
I'm
that-
giving you a hard time. Would you believe it?
On that,
But
we're gonna,
Jesus-
on that, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a server at Brothers Grill, and as a server here, I like to make sure everybody has amazing service and good fresh food every single day. We serve lunch and dinner from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., our happy hours from 4 to 7, and we're located on 5900 North Kings Highway. Follow us on Facebook at Brothers Girl Myrtle Beach.
My name is Angelo Antonucci, and I'd like to welcome you to my restaurant. I've been in Myrtle Beach now for over 30 years, and we are the home of the greatest steaks in the universe.
Here at Angelo's, we have a fantastic Italian buffet with your favorite pastas served with meatballs and sausage and delicious gourmet pizzas. But where we really shine is our entrees like our scampi traditional, Alfredo or lemon romano served over linguine, our French pork chops with garlic mashed potatoes, and our twin fillets featuring our signature marsala sauce. It's a great place to enjoy with family and friends, so stop by and see us at our new location at the corner of 24th Avenue South and South Kings Highway.
Don't just take my word for it. Come in and try Angelo's, home of the greatest steaks in the universe.
Here at Angelo's.
Welcome back, and John, we want to go back a bit to
All
the
right.
contracts and the schools and what have you.
Okay,
Again,
yeah.
on the first
Right,
floor
okay,
energy
very
contract.
good,
You had
okay.
something more you wanted to add.
I did. I would like to see our staff step back and give First Floor the ability to manage this product. They're supposed to be with us for 2 years to train, 2 years to train somebody to operate this machinery. Okay? And staff has stepped in, and I feel I feel we don't need somebody who took a 2-hour class to manage this equipment. We need to let First Floor do their job.
Very good.
Because this is an example I use to explain to somebody. You buy an air conditioning for your house, okay? It's got all the bells and whistles. You come in with a warranty from the manufacturer. You got a problem with your air conditioner. You don't want to pay nobody. So you call your cousin Vito to come in here and work on the air conditioning because he took a 2-hour internet class on HVAC. He opens the thing up. He operates on it. He messes it up. Now, what are you going to do? You then call the manufacturer and go, hey, look, my air conditioner's messed up. Vito messed it up. You need to come fix this. And they're going to go, no, you voided the warranty. You voided the warranty because you didn't have somebody who was qualified to work on that machinery.
And they have a point, that's right.
Well, so you've just given
Good
us the
point.
perfect example of why the school board must take back control of setting policy. Period. You've got to knock this nonsense that Dorita Postlewaite put in 18 years ago. You got to kick it right out the door because it doesn't work, and you got to take back the governance of the school district.
Well, let me give kudos to First Floor. They're not playing that card about the warranty, okay? Which they probably could.
They very definitely could.
Yes, they're coming in now that they're being able to get a hold of some of the information coming from these systems to help these guys who have not managed it appropriately because they don't have the knowledge.
Okay.
Let's say one more thing about First Floor. First Floor has been over backwards
Backwards.
because schools have been in use for a year, then they got punch lists of stuff to be fixed that should have been handled. I mean, stuff that you do punch lists before you enter the building the first time for.
North Myrtle Beach did a renovation, the $21 million renovation. Their contractors were allowed to go in those schools weekends and on holidays to finish their punch list. First Floor was not allowed to show up until a year later.
See, your problem, your board, not your board, your staff had such intimate contacts with the people that lost out that they've, in my opinion, they've tried to trash this ever since the contracts were awarded. And that's why you got to
For
get
the coming
a handle
year,
on
what are
your
your 3
staff.
priorities for the coming year? Do you have any priorities that you would like to see to be implemented by the school board and your fellow colleagues?
One of the things that I would like to see implemented is for us to get our land at Market Commons.
Land and Market Commons.
Yeah,
Okay.
from the TIF.
All right.
We've been
Number
paying
one.
Myrtle Beach giving Myrtle Beach funding, and they've been able to not have to go out and get bonds for that area because of our financial support.
So that'll be a savings.
There'll
more
be
or
a
less, right?
savings because normally that land would cost a tremendous amount.
Okay.
We want to do something like one of the specialty schools. One of the reasons we have not had to build a new high school is because of the AAST, ATA, and those other schools, early college. Those kids go to these specialty schools. We need to have trade schools. We need to give these kids that aren't going to college a skill so they can go out and get a reasonable job and get out of mama's house.
Do you think there's too much reliance on testing with respect to the students?
I don't disagree with you, but when I go tour school and I look at the big statistical board and they can tell me where every kid is with a certain reading level, where every kid is with a certain math level, and where their skill levels are. They're able to catch those children if they're falling behind because of this testing. I'm dyslexic. I was horrible in school. And I look at what kids that have my disability in school have today and how they're able to lift those kids up and build up their self-esteem where they don't fall behind, and it brings tears to my eyes.
Okay, going back to the priority.
Now, don't make this a long one. We're down into the last minute of the show.
Number one, land at Market Commons. What's number two?
Well, we're going to build a new school for...
Another new school?
Yes.
Didn't we just put up 7?
Yes, but we had. If you saw the alternative school, if you saw
that thing is horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible, and those kids need to be able to walk into a building and feel happy. It is statistically shown that if kids are in an environment that is pretty and light and airy, that they are more capable and more retention to knowledge.
Well, how do your colleagues, the other school board members, feel about that?
It's on the table. We're talking about.
I'm talking about number 3 is.
Number 3.
Number 3. You got number 3? Here it comes. Here it comes.
Taking care of our kids and making them have a safe learning environment.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Very good.
And that's your 3.
That's my 3.
And that's it
That's
for
her
us.
3, not
we're,
my
we're
3.
done.
I asked the 3.
We have run through a half hour.
I thought you would say something about Gable. Maybe you'd give him.
We have run through a half hour, and we thank you for joining us, Holly.
And thank you for giving me time.
And we'll be back next week.
Right.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a server at Brothers Grill, and as a server here, I like to make sure everybody has amazing service and good fresh food every single day. We serve lunch and dinner from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., our happy hours from 4 to 7, and we're located on 5900 North Kings Highway. Follow us on Facebook at Brothers Grill Myrtle Beach.
My name is Angelo Antonucci, and I'd like to welcome you to my restaurant. I've been in Myrtle Beach now for over 30 years, and we are the home of the greatest steaks in the universe.
Here at Angelo's, we have a fantastic Italian buffet with your favorite pastas served with meatballs and sausage and delicious gourmet pizzas. But where we really shine is our entrees like our scampi traditional, Alfredo or lemon romano served over linguine, our French pork chops with garlic mashed potatoes, and our twin fillets featuring our signature marsala sauce. It's a great place to enjoy with family and friends, so stop by and see us at our new location at the corner of 24th Avenue South and South Kings Highway.
Don't just take my word for it. Come in and try Angelo's, home of the greatest steaks in the universe.
Here at Angelo's.